Now when we talk of syllogisms, when we say all actors are hands, simply what all it means, if we say all actors are handsome, if you are actor, you are surely handsome. But if you are handsome, you may be actor, may not be. Simply is given every actor is handsome. But even it can be drawn this way. All actors, same thing, means every actor is handsome and every handsome is actor. This may happen, may not. Now we know when we say all actors are handsome, simply every actor has to be handsome. This is the possible. In this case, some handsome may not be actor. These are the ones. Here, everyone, all actors are handsome, all handsome are actors. So now, but one thing is for sure, these people who are actors, these many handsome people are actors. All handsome may be actors or may not be actors, but we can guaranteed say some handsome are actors. Look simply, when I say all actors are handsome, every actor is handsome. So obviously these many people who are actors, they are actors as well as handsome. So now all handsome may be actors or may not be, but when we can say guaranteed is some of them are. Guaranteed we can say is some handsomes are actors. But now let's quickly check out here. If someone says some handsome are not actors, we cannot say that it may happen that all handsomes are actors. We can surely say some handsome are actors, but we cannot say some handsome are not actors. Now, can I say all handsome are actors? All handsome may be actors, may not be. So guaranteed we can say is only. So now the case is when we say all, okay, now first thing, if let's say we know that out of footballers, David Beckham is a star. Now if we know out of footballers David Beckham is a star, based on that we cannot say all footballers are star. This may be true, may be false, but based on if I know that David Beckham is star, if he is star, we cannot say all footballers are stars, but what we can surely say is some footballers are star Because if he is a stud, at least some of them are. All may be, may not be, but based on this statement, we can always draw conclusion that some footballers are stud. All may be, may not be, but guaranteed we can say some footballers are stud, even if only we know about him. Now if we know that out of actors, Tushar Kapoor is not good looking. Out of actors, Tushar Kapoor is not good looking. We cannot say all actors are not good looking. We cannot say that. Can we say no actor is good looking? Maybe, may not be. If Tushar Kapoor, we know that if we know that Tushar Kapoor is not good looking, if he is not, now what we know is, if he is not good looking, we cannot come to conclusion all are not good looking. We cannot say no actor is good looking. We cannot say even some actors are good looking. We don't know about others. We know just about Tushar Kapoor. We cannot say other are good looking. But surely we can say is some actors are not good looking. We can surely say that some actors are not good looking. If we know Tushar is not good looking, his actor is given. So based on this statement, we can surely draw the conclusion that some actors are not good. All may be, may not be. So now if we know that if someone tells us all Annas are honest, simply it means if you are Anna, you are honest. If you are Anna, you are honest. But it does not mean if you are honest, you are Anna. It may be, may not be. So simply what all it means, if I say all Annas are honest, every Anna is honest. So every Anna is honest, but it may happen that all Annas honest and all honest Annas. It may happen, may not happen. So what we can say is all Annas are honest. So obviously all the Annas are honest. So we can surely say is some honest are Annas. If the statement given is all Annas are honest, we can surely draw the conclusion is some honest are annas. Obviously, ones, the annas who are honest, these many people who are annas, they are honest. All honest may be annas, may not be annas, but we can guaranteed say some honest are annas. But if someone says, so this is guaranteed conclusion, statement given was all annas are honest. So either we can draw it, these are the annas and these are honest. All honest may be annas, may not be, but when we draw conclusion, statement we know about everyone, conclusion we draw, keeping in mind all the possible things. What is the sure one? If I say all annas are honest, sure conclusion I can say some honest are annas. All honest may be, may not be, but in every case guaranteed we can say some are. More than that may be there. More than that may be there. But if someone says all honest are annas, there is no surety. It may happen here, it may not happen. Or we can say in diagram, in possibility 1 this may happen, possibility 2 this may happen, but possibility 1 it will go wrong. If I say some honest are not annas, again it's wrong. In case 2 it will go wrong, case 1 it will be right. So simply, what all conclusion we draw, it has to be true for every possible case. What all conclusion we draw has to be true for every possible case. So if it's given that all annas are honest, simply we can say is some honest are annas. The conclusion is some honest are annas. So simply if it's given all x are y's, the sure conclusion is, the only guaranteed conclusion is some y's are x. If it's given all x are y's, the sure conclusion here is, what all we can guaranteed say is if it's given all x are y's, the guaranteed conclusion is some y's are x. Now next one, if we know that some chilies are spicy. Now when the statement given is some are spicy, what I want to say is only some of the chilies are spicy. I can draw this ways. Some chilies are spicy. These are some of the chilies which are spicy. Even I can draw this thing. Out of all these chilies, these some chilies are spicy. These are the chilies which are spicy. But if I say this is wrong, this will mean all chilies are spicy. This is wrong. So when I say statement given is some chilies are spicy, what I can say is these are the chilies which are spicy. It may happen. So now when I say some chilies are spicy, every spicy thing may be chili or may not be chili. Now what all conclusion we offer has to be true everywhere. Now when I say some spicy are chilies, some spicy are chilies, yes, is true. Here some are, here all are. But when we give conclusion, we give guaranteed conclusion. Yes, it is true here also. We have said guaranteed, at least some of them are. All may be there, may not be there. But when in conclusion we say at least this much is true, at least some of the spices are chilies. But if I say some spicy are not chilies, it will be wrong, because in figure 2, according to figure 2, it will be all spices are chilies. We don't know. When I say some chilies are spicy, it may happen this is the case, it may happen this is the case, but in second case it will go wrong. But if I say some chilies are not spicy, definitely it's true. If when I say some chilies are spicy, some chilies are not spicy, when I'm trying to say that some chilies are spicy, some are not, some are not. So in both the cases, I can always say simply the meaning here is if is given some x are y's, what we want to say is at least some of the x are y's, some x are y's. So conclusion is all x are definitely not y's, all x are not y's. Now some of the x are y's. Now in that case, guaranteed conclusions are some x are not y's. Obviously if some are not. Some y's are x. If some of the x are y's, the x which are y's, those many y's are surely x. And but if I say some some y's are not x, it's wrong, because all y, according to figure 2, all y's may be x, so this will go wrong in figure 2. So if it's given, statement given is some x are y's, the guaranteed conclusions are some x are not y's, some y's are x. Now if we say only dancers are actors, only dancers, or let's take a simpler, easier, and only dancers are actors, simply it means to become actor, to be an actor, one needs to be a dancer. Only dancers are actors. To be an actor, the necessary step is being a dancer. But all dancers may not be actors. So simply the meaning will be, if I say only dancers are actors, the necessity to be an actor is being a dancer. So simply it will mean all actors are dancers. So simple conclusion here is all actors are dancers. If it's being given only dancers are actors, it means all actors. Take a simple example. If I say only males are fathers, all males may not be fathers, but surely we know all fathers are males. So if it's given only males are fathers, what we surely know is all fathers are males. If it's given only X are Y, only X are Y's, the conclusion here is all Y's are X. So if it's given no boys are girls, simply it means boys are separate, girls are separate. So simple meaning, no girl is a boy. If boy is not girl, girl cannot be a boy. So if it's given no X are Y's, no other conclusion, no Y's are X. So simply we can say, if it's given no X is Y, the conclusion is no Y is X. So let's say if it's given generally like two statements and combining them. All abras are dabras. Statement 1, and statement 2 is given all dabras are kabras. Now individual answers we already know. From individual statement 1 we can say some dabras are abras. From statement 2 we can say some kabras are abras. But between them the common thing is dabra. So what we can say between abra and kabra? We can draw this thing. All abras are dabras and all dabras are kabras. Even it can be this way, all abras and all dabras are kabras, all dabras are kabras. Not to forget, even it may happen abra dabra and kabra, and definitely it's possible all abras are dabras, all dabras are kabras, all kabras. All these figures are possible. All these figures are possible. Now when I say all abras are dabras, all dabras are kabras, these four things are possible. So if I say conclusion, one, all abras are kabras, all abras are kabras. It's true in diagram 1, it's even true for 2, it's even true for 3. So obviously it's possible everywhere all abras are kabras. But if I say some kabras are abras, obviously possible in diagram 1, perfectly fine, possible in 2, possible in 3, even in 4 it means all kabras are abras. But surely we can say some. A simpler way was, when I say every abra is kabra, these ones, these many kabras are abras, all kabras may be abras or may not be, but we can surely say some are. But if I say some kabras are not abras, in 1 it's right, in 2 it's right, in 3 it's right, but it will go wrong in the 4th one. So that is wrong. And if I say all kabras are abras, it will go wrong in 1st, it will go wrong in 2nd, it will go wrong. So that is wrong. So simply when I say all x are y's and all y are z, all x are y's, all y's are z, anything is possible. So surely I can say is all x are z, all x are y's, all y's are z. Surely I can say is all x are z. Surely I can say some z are x. Everywhere is right, some of the z's are x, all may be, may not be. But I cannot say all z are x, it's wrong. And I cannot say some z are not x. So if the statement is all x are y's, all y's are z, combining them we can say all x are z, some z are x. Both these are. Now let's say if I say all teachers are dumb and all actors are dumb. All teachers are dumb, all actors are dumb. Simply I want to say every teacher is dumb, every actor is dumb. But there is no guarantee of any relationship between them. So figure 1 says no teacher is actor. Now it may happen that all actors are teachers, all teachers are dumb, all actors are dumb. It may happen all actors are dumb, all teachers may be actors. Diagram 2, diagram 3. It may happen all are dumbs, all teachers are dumbs, all actors are dumb, some teachers are actors. And lastly, more importantly, it may happen all teachers are dumb, all actors are dumb, all dumbs are actors. So here nothing can be guaranteed safe because everything will be contradictory. If I say some teachers are actors, if I say conclusion some teachers are actors, it will go wrong according to one. It may go wrong, it will go wrong according to one, it will work out in other cases. But whenever we give conclusion, it has to be true everywhere. If I say conclusion all teachers are actors, it will go wrong in 1, it will go wrong in 3 and all that. If I say no teacher is actor, it will again be wrong in 2, 3, 4, 5. So simply here nothing can be said. So there is not going to be any conclusion in this case. In this case, there is not going to be any conclusion. So the case is all x are y's, all z are y's, all x are y's, all z are y's, all x are y's, all z are y's, but between x, z, anything may be possible. Some, and it may happen all this. So means nothing can be guaranteed said. In this case, all x are y's, no guaranteed conclusion, no conclusion, sorry, no conclusion between x and z, no conclusion between x and z. Now when I say all Steves are jobs and all Steves are passionate, every Steve is a job, every Steve is a passionate. So simply we can say here, the simple conclusion is all Steves are jobs and passionate. So simply what we know, the ones who are jobs, they are passionate, some of the jobs are passionate and some of the passionates are jobs. How we can draw it? All Steves are jobs, all Steves are passionate. So all jobs may be passionate, all Steves are passionate, all Steves are jobs, all passionates may be jobs. Or not to forget, every Steve is job, every job is passionate. But simply what we know is the ones which are Steves, these many people are guaranteed, these many people are guaranteed jobs as well as passionate, these many people are jobs as well as passionate. So what we can guarantee is about these people, the ones which are Steves, they are jobs as well as passionate. So guaranteed we can say some jobs are passionate and some passionate are jobs. Now all jobs may not be passionate, all passionate may not be jobs, but some of the ones are surely. But if someone tries to say here, some jobs are not passionate, it will go wrong according to first and third. This is right. If someone says some passionate are not jobs, we don't know. It may happen, may not be. It will go wrong according to 2 and 3. So what all we were given with was all Steves are jobs. All Steves are passionate. The simple meaning we know here is the ones which are Steves. This can be the case. All Steves are jobs. All Steves are jobs. All Steves are passionate. So these many people are passionate as well as jobs. These many people. All passionate may be jobs. All jobs may be passionate. But we are guaranteed about the ones which are Steves, they are jobs as well as passionate. So we can surely say is some jobs are passionate, some passionates are jobs, all may not be. So that's why we cannot say some jobs are not passionate. It may not be true. So simply the case we have seen is if is given all x are y's, all x are z. So what we know is all x are y's, all x are z, all x these are all possible diagrams. So surely we can say is some y's are z, some z are y. We can surely say if is given all x are y's, all x are z's, the ones which are x, these many are surely y as well as z. All y may be z, may not be z, but we can guarantee say. But at the same time we cannot say some y's are not z is wrong, some z are not y's is also wrong, because they may be, may not be, but surely we can say is some of the y's are z's, the ones which are x, they are surely some z. Now when we say if the statements given are all Pankads are Gandhis and some Gandhis are Mahatmas. Now what we can say, Gandhi we have got common, what we can say between Pankaj and Mahatmas. Simply what we know is every Pankaj is Gandhi, but every Gandhi is not Pankaj. So now when I say some of the Gandhis are Mahatmas, some of the Gandhis are Mahatmas, it may happen this way. It may happen all Pankaj are Gandhis, some of the Gandhis are Mahatmas. Pankaj may be Mahatmas, may not be. All Pankaj are Gandhis. Out of all these Gandhis, some Gandhis are Mahatmas. Even this is right. So all Mahatmas may be Pankaj. 1, 2, 3. What furthermore is possible is all Pankaj are Gandhis, some Gandhis are Mahatmas, even this can be there. All Pankaj are Gandhis, some Gandhis are Mahatmas, but it may be all. So what we know is here all Pankaj may be Mahatmas, all Mahatmas may be Pankaj, no Pankaj may be Mahatma, anything is possible. So if I try to say here, the simple thing was all Pankaj are Gandhis. Statements are all Pankaj are Gandhi and all Gandhis are Mahatmas. Sorry, some of the Gandhis are Mahatmas. Now, simply we can say we are not sure the Gandhis which are Mahatmas, they may be Pankaj or they may not be Pankaj. So that's why in this case nothing can be said. Some Mahatmas are Pankaj, maybe, may not be. Some Pankaj are not Mahatmas. It may happen all Pankaj are Mahatmas. It may happen here all Pankaj are Mahatmas. It is also a possibility. No Pankaj is Mahatma, maybe, may not be. The simple thing here is there is no conclusion here between Pankaj and Mahatma. The case is all X are Y's, some Y's are Z. Simply all X are Y's and some Y's are Z, or the second statement given is some Z are Y. All X are Y's, some Y's are Z. Look, what we know is about Y's being Z. X may be Z or may not be Z. So combining, nothing can be said between X and Z. No conclusion, no guaranteed conclusion. I repeat, X is inside, Y is outside. When two statements are given, one is of all and other is of some, what all is inside all is X, outside is Y. Now, if this outside thing is given in sum, Y, so then you will never get the conclusion. I repeat, all X are Y's and some Y's are Z. What all is inside all and outside. What all in all statement is outside. If the same thing is available in something which is in sum, you will never get the conclusion combining them. Combining them, no sure conclusion. So here, no conclusion between X and Z. Now, if the statements given are all potatoes are chips, some potatoes are wafers. Now, every potato is a chip. Some of the potatoes are wafers. So, we are very sure whichever potato is chip. Now, whichever potato is wafer, that potato is always going to be chip. So, we can surely say some wafers are chips. Whichever potatoes are wafers, every potato is chip. What I meant to say here. All potatoes are chips. Some potatoes are wafers. It may happen this way. All potatoes are chips. Some potatoes are wafers. All potatoes are chips. Some potatoes are wafers. Now, whichever potato is a wafer, whichever potato is a wafer, those many are chips. Whichever potato is a wafer, these many are surely chips. So now what we can surely say here is some chips are wafers. Figure 1, figure 2. I can surely say some chips are wafers, some chips are wafers, some chips are wafers, everywhere right. Now, when I say some wafers are chips, obviously some wafers are chips. Here we are getting all wafers are chips, but we are guaranteed some of the wafers are chips. Whichever chips are wafers, those many wafers are surely chips. Now, can we say some chips are not wafers? Some chips are not wafers. Some of the chips are wafers, some are not. Some of the chips are wafers, some are not. Some of the chips are wafers, some are not. So I can surely say the logical answer was, when I say some potatoes are wafers, I want to say some potatoes are not wafers. Now whichever potato is not wafer, those many chips are surely not wafers. But can I say some wafers are not chips? It's wrong. Some wafers are not chips, I cannot say. In figure 2 it will go wrong. In figure 3 here we are getting all wafers are chips. So the case is all potatoes are chips, some potatoes are wafers. Surely we can say some chips are wafers, some wafers are chips, and some chips are not wafers. Simple concept here is what all is given in all inside. What all is inside all, if the same thing is present in some, combining these both answers will always come. What all is inside the all statement, the same thing is present in some, it will always come. Now when I say all x are y's and some x are z, what we simply know is all x are y's. Now every x is y and some of the x are z, some of the x are z. So all x are y's. Z may be outside y, may not be, or all x are y's, some x are z. Figure 1, figure 2 or figure 3. In any case, what we know surely, simply every x is y. Out of all these x, some are z. Now whichever x is z, that x is always going to be y. So surely I can say is some y's are z. Surely some y's are z, some y's are z, some y's are. It's true. I can always say some z are y. Obviously if some, here you may get all z are y, but we gave guarantee, and the guarantee we gave are of these. Now these ones, the ones which are x, those many x which are z, surely those many z's are y's. All z may be y, may not be. The ones which are x, they are surely. So here we are getting all z are y, here we are getting z, all z are y. But it's surely true that at least some of the z's are y's. It's always true. Now when I say some z are not y's, it will go wrong here in case 1, it will go wrong in diagram 2. It will be right here, but it has to be right everywhere. The statements given where we are trying to combine the statements, all x are y's, some x are z. Combining these two statements, we can surely say some of the y's are z. Obviously the x which are y's, those many y's are surely z. Some z are y. I cannot say this, but I can surely say some y's are not z. Some y's are not z. When I say only some x are y's, I want to say some x are not y's. When I say some x are z, some x are not z, and the x which are not z, those many y's are also not z. Check it. Some y's are z, some are not. Some y's are z, some are not. Some y's are z, some are not. It's true everywhere. So what all we saw here is the statements given where all x are y's, some x are z. The conclusions we get surely some y's are z, some z are y, and some y's are not z. Now, if the statements given are all x are y's, and the second statement is given some z are x. So what all we saw here is all x are y's, some of the z are x, all x are y's, even it may happen some z are x. All x are y's, some of the z are, even it may happen this, or all x are y's, some z are x, even this way. So what we surely know is figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, figure 4, all x are y's. Every x is y, and some z are x, some of the z's are x. Now whichever z is x, these many z's are x out of all these z. Now whichever z is x, those many ones sum of none. All these shaded portions, some z are x, these are the ones. Some z are x, these are the ones. Now whichever z is x, every x is y. So whichever z are x, those many z are y's also. So surely I can say some z are y. Surely I can say some y's are z. Check it. Some z are y's. Here right. Figure 1 right. Figure 2 right. Figure 3 here all z are y, but guaranteed we are saying at least some z are y. Some y's are z. Surely true. It may happen here all y's are z. But surely true everywhere. But if I say some z are not y's, it will go wrong. Some z are not y's, it will go wrong in figure 3 and 4. So this is wrong. And if I say some y's are not z, it will go wrong in figure 2. So these things are maybe, may not be, but sure conclusions are statements given are all x are y and some z are x. Surely what we know is. So how we can summarize is, in the statement having all, what all is inside is x, outside, inside is x, outside is y. Now in some statement, what all is there inside here, the same thing is present. So these two conclusions will always come. Even in the previous case, the statements were given, all x are y's, some x are z. In the all statement, it was inside x, outside y. And what all was inside, the same thing was there in this thing. So both the answers will come. What all we saw here also. The statements were all x are y's, some x are z. So surely every x is y. So some of the x are z. Whichever x are z, those are y's. Some y's are z, some z are y. I can say some z are not y's. No, I cannot say that, because all z's may be y's, like in set 1 or set 3. But obviously some y's are not z. Everywhere it's right. When I say all x are y's, some z are x, both the cases are in all statement. What all is inside, that is present in some statement, you will get the answer. Some z's are y's, some y's are z. So now what all we saw till now here, the cases where statement given are all x are y's, and second statement, some y's are z. Then the next case, all x are y's, some z are y's. The third case, all x are y's, some x are z. And fourth last case, all x are y, some z are x. Now in these four cases, here no conclusion will follow between x and z. Here also no conclusion between x and z. Here I can say some y's are z, some z are y. And third thing I can say is some y's are not z. But I cannot say some z are not y. It's wrong. Here I can say some y's are z, some z are y, but the other two conclusions. Simply what we have summarized here. If what all is inside the all statement, if what all is outside, if that is present in some statement, no conclusion will follow. All and some combining, what all is there in outside all statement, if that thing is present in some statement, no conclusion follows. But if what all is inside in all statement, if the same thing is there in some statement, the conclusions will come. What all is there in inside in all, same thing in some, conclusions will follow. Here these two conclusions will follow. Here this one extra will follow. Now let's say if it's given all x are y's and no y is z. What we surely know is all x are y's, no y is z. So sure conclusions are based on these statements. The sure conclusion we can draw: all x are y's, no y is z. So surely we know no x is z, no z is x. Now, but if it's given all x are y's, no x is z. All x are y's, no x is z means these many cannot be z, but the others may be z, may not be. So now it may happen that y's are z, it may happen all x are y's, no x is z, x is not z, but all these remaining y's may be z. Or it may happen all x are y's, no y is z, figure 1, figure 2 and this figure 3. So what all we surely know, can we say no y is z? Figure 1 it will go wrong, figure 2 it will go wrong. So this is not the answer. Can I say some y's are z? No surety. Figure 1 it will be right, 2 it will be right, but 3 it will go wrong. Can I say some y's are not z? For sure we can say some y's are z, some y's are not z, some y's are z, some y's are not z. Here no y is z, but we are guaranteed. Now which y's we are guaranteed? The y's which are x. These many y's we are guaranteed. They cannot be z. All x are y's and no x is z. So the ones which are x, obviously these are the persons which are, the shaded ones are x as well as y, x as well as y. These many y's cannot be z. The y's which are x, they cannot be z. Others may be z or may not be z. Some y's are not z. This is the right answer. It's true everywhere. All x are y's, no x is z. So combining that, we can surely say some y's are not z. Simply we know all x are y's. Whichever x is y, those many cannot be z. So those many y's are guaranteed. Others may be there, may not be there. Now if the statement is some x are y's, and the second statement is some y's are z. Some of the x are y's, some of the y's are z. X may be z, may not be z. Some of the x are y's, some y's are z. X may be z. Some x are y's. It may happen some of the y's are z, but all x may be z. Diagram 3, diagram 2. It may happen some x are y's and some y's are z, but it comes out all y's are z. So simply, if I say conclusion, some x are z, it will go wrong, figure 1. No. So this will be wrong. We have to give answer which is comfortable everywhere, which is sure everywhere. Some x are not z, some x are z, some x are not z. It will go wrong here in figure 3. It will go wrong. Now, if I say all x are z, may happen, but it will go wrong in 1, it will go wrong in 2. No x is z, it will go wrong. It will be right in first, but it will go wrong in figure 2 and figure 3 and all that. So simply, the case given, whenever two statements of sum are given, some x are y's, some y's are z, no conclusion can be given, no conclusion can be given, no conclusion between x and z, no conclusion. Simple thing, combining two statements of sum, we never get any conclusion. Let's say the statements given are some x are y's, and the next statement is no y is z. Simply we know some of the x are y's, no y is z, means whichever x are y's, they cannot be z. So we can surely say the conclusion here, some x are y's, no y is z, some no y is z, but x may be z. Some x are y's, it may happen all z are x, no y is z. Some x are y's, no y is z, it may happen no z is x, no x is z. Look, we are not sure x is z or not. Maybe like in 1 or 2, or may not be as in 3. X may not be z, may be z. But what we are sure is the x which are y, they cannot be z, because no y is z. Whichever x are y's, they cannot be z. So now what simply we know here is can we say some x are z? No. Maybe, but figure 3 it will go against it. Can we say no x is z? Again it's wrong, figure 1 and figure 2. But if I say some x are not z, very true, it's true everywhere. The x which are y's, these many, the x which are y's, these many cannot be, these many cannot be z. It does not mean other are, but these many cannot be. Okay, now can I say some z are not x? It's wrong. It may happen all z are x, like in figure 2. So this is wrong. So the question given was some x are y's, no y is z. Some x are y's, no y is z. Y is not z, but x may be z, may not be. So we are sure is some x are not z. Some x are not z. Now if the statement given is no x is y, and the second statement is no y is z. X and y are different, y is not z, so it may happen x is also not z. No x is y, but no y is z, x may be z like here. No x is y, it may happen all z are x, or no x is y, it may happen all x are z. So if someone says no x is z, it will go wrong here in figure 2, figure 3, figure 4, no guarantee. All x are z, it may happen in 3, but other cases 1 it will go wrong, 2 it will go wrong. If someone says some x are not z, again in question figure number 4 it will go wrong, all x are z. So the case is no x is y, no y is z. Simply what all we get here is no conclusion between x and z. There is no sure conclusion here. There is no sure conclusion between x and z. If it's given no x is y, no y is z, the only sure conclusion we get is no conclusion between x and z. Now let's say the last and the most important part. If the two statements are given, all x are y's and some y's are z. Conclusions are given. Conclusion 1, some x are z, and conclusion 2, no x is z. What we know is all x are y's, some y's are z, so x may be z, all z may be x. Now some x are z may be a possibility, it may not be a possibility. So we are not very sure about conclusion. May be true, may be false. No x is z, again x may be z, may not be z, may be true, may be false. So we are not very sure, we are not sure one or two. We are not sure. So according to us, both conclusions are wrong. But either of them is true. What do I mean? Obviously either some of the x are z or none of the x is z. It is always right. Conclusions both are wrong, individually they are wrong, but obviously either some of the x are z or no x is z. So obviously what we can say is either some of the x are z or no. So what we learnt here is whenever either or form is given, like let's say statement given is all x are y's, no x is z. Statement 1, statement 2. And the conclusions given are some y's are z, no y is z. All x are y's, no x is z, x is not z, but y's may be z or may not be z. But what we knew was these many x are not z. So what we surely know, sure conclusion, right? But sure conclusion is some y's are not z. That's what we know. But that conclusion is not given. What about some y's are z? May be true, may not be true. In this case, no y's are z. So it may be true, it may be false. No y is z may be true, may not be true. So it may be true or false. But obviously, both conclusions are wrong. Both conclusions 1 and 2 are wrong. But either 1 or 2 is true, because either some of the y's are z or no y is z. So what we know, when in the exam, let's say the two conclusions, some x are y's and no x is z. These two conclusions are always true. Either some x are y or no x is y is always true. Either some x are y or no x is y is always true. This is always true. In any case, if one is not sure, two is not sure, but for either or format, either some x are y's or no x is y, this is always right conclusion.